And the State of the Union is Tuesday night, and Democrats have chosen who will give their response. Massachusetts Congressman Joseph Kennedy III was chosen today. The 37-year-old is the great-nephew of former President John F. Kennedy and former Senator Ted Kennedy. Kennedy calling this election an honor.
Joining us now is CBS News Chief Congressional Correspondent Nancy Cordes, who's hosting Face the Nation this week.
Nancy, it's so good to have you. Thanks for joining us. And let's talk about the story that broke last night that the president ordered his White House counsel to fire Robert Mueller last summer, and that the White House counsel refused and threatened to quit. The president is denying this today. What should we make of all of it?
Well, what a lot of members of Congress are making of it, Rick and Ruta Bay, is that yet again they have reason to be concerned that at the very least this president is interested in removing the special counsel before he finishes his work. And that's something that folks on the right and left have always said is sort of a red line for them. They believe that the special counsel should be allowed to do his job independently and bring it to conclusion. Now, the president, traveling in Davos, said it's all fake news, but numerous media outlets have now confirmed this, and it fits with rumors that we have heard for months about the president's displeasure with the special counsel, and sometimes he's said it publicly.
Nancy, the White House is floating a deal on the so-called Dreamers that would give almost 2 million people brought here illegally as children a path to citizenship. So knowing what you know about Congress, what are the chances that this plan is going to be brought up for a vote?
Well, you know, it's always a tough road in the House and Senate when it comes to immigration. Some Democrats are very surprised today that the White House was willing to include a path to citizenship, even if it's just for this narrow class of immigrants, dreamers or young people who were brought to this country illegally as children, so through no fault of their own. But there are other big things about the plan that they don't like. For example, it really severely restricts family-based migration, so you would no longer be able to sponsor, let's say, an adult sibling or your parents or even a grown child. So Democrats are already saying they want major changes. And then there are some conservatives who are really up in arms about the fact that this plan includes a pathway to citizenship. So it is going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight, even though both sides say that they are glad that the White House has finally put a plan on the record and that at least now they know where the White House stands.
Nancy, this coming Tuesday night will be President Trump's first official State of the Union address. Last year, his speech technically, I guess, was just an address to Congress because it was so soon after he was sworn in. What will you be looking for on Tuesday night?
Well, you know, I think the president will have a lot to say about the economy. The economy has doing pretty well, at least the stock market, on his watch, and he'll be sure to tout that. Even though, interestingly, polls show that while Americans are pretty bullish about the economy right now, they feel better about it than they have in decades, they still don't feel very good about this president, and that's pretty unusual. Usually the two things go hand in hand. So we'll see what he has to say about that. We'll see what he has to say about immigration and whether he feels that he has kept some of the promises that he made in his first speech, which was, you know, a quasi-State of the Union when he made that address to Congress at the beginning of his first term. All
right, Nancy Cordes, live from Washington, D.C. Thanks for joining us.
Great to be with both of you.
And you can catch Nancy on Face the Nation Sunday morning at 10:30. Her guests this week include Senators Susan Collins, Bernie Sanders, and Tammy Duckworth.
And then stick around for Facing South Florida with Jim DeFeedy. It moves back to 11:30 beginning this Sunday right here on CBS 4.
Well, round out